right, hello. It is Saturday night. We're back for yet another stream. It's good to be back, starting I don't want to say new project, but picking up in the middle something that I've been working on for a while, so it should be a little bit of fun. Do some panel lining, maybe some decals. We'll see how far I get tonight on one of my 30-minute missions, submachines. So should be a good one. Happy Father's Day, early happy Father's Day anyway. Tomorrow's Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. And yeah, I'm gonna jump in the chat, say hello, all that good stuff. Before I forget though, number one, if you enjoy these streams, do please hit that like button. Helps more people find the stream, which I think is generally a good thing. Two, we are giving away an MG Blitz tonight, MG Blitz Gundam. So stay tuned for details on that. And oh yeah, the sale. So 10% off all in-stock items this weekend with code June25. So if there's something you've been meaning to pick up, head over to mechawarehouse.com and take advantage of that sale. Okay, I'm gonna jump in the chat, say hello, and then let's talk about what we're working on tonight. What's up, Wolfpack, Dylan Dull, Lord Kronos, Timothy, what's up, Tom Getrigan, Brandon Kidwell, Jarlask, what's going on, Butterknuckles, Big Deal, how are you, Maverick Entity, Matthew Mahoney, Go Zero, Realtime 88, Death, Rob Sadler, Gojira, let's see, Mark D, Texas Boar Bunny, keep visiting Michigan, so no building right now, no worries. Mario, what's up? Who is building along tonight when we get into it. So, without further ado, did gloss coat this thing, right? Why does it seem less glossy? Maybe I need to re-gloss it. Maybe I'm going to change plans. It seems about the same. So, working on 30-minute missions submachine. This is number 3 for my diorama. The one in hand here. What changed? I thought. Oh, no, I guess that brightness is okay. This is number 1 in my hand. Number 3 is on sticks. I gloss coated it a week or two ago. So it seems maybe not as, I don't know, maybe it's just the light in different places. I hate light. Light makes everything horrible. Such a pain. But I'm going to do panel lining tonight, and then maybe decals, we'll see. I think I'm going to snap together some sub-assemblies here maybe, and then go from there. Andrew, hello all, happy Father's Day to my fellow fathers. Thanks, happy Father's Day to you. Jarlask, what's up? It's a Gundam, just, big deal, just got done putting decals on the custom pinned HG Dagger Allen and the Calibar. Cool. Good day for HG Schwarzette for me tonight. Cool, Dylan. Psycho Zaku, because I'm a masochist and blasting through my Verka. Solomon GPO2, Psycho Mark II, or MG Spallo next. Finishing up the HG Burning Gundam tonight, then posing it. Cool. Diorama returns. Looking forward to seeing how much progress you make. Thanks, Mark. What's up, Monkey? What's up? Timothy just finished the full armor unicorn. Which MG or RG? You might have mentioned it last week, but I forgot. I should play a Pokemon game. I had to get an emulator on my phone to avoid paying the price for a Switch game. Alright, so how am I going to do this? Let's build up some sub-assemblies. We'll start from the feet, I think. I think one of my next projects will actually be, next paint project will probably be painting the number 4. And then I'll hopefully have all these things wrapped up pretty soon. I say that, but it might be another 2 years before I'm done. Just the way things have gone. MG cool. Painting the Motoroid Voltron, but Surfacer has to dry overnight. Dry time stuff is a pain. I stopped. I used to, when I first started painting, I'd like wait at least a day between like coats and stuff, and it's just not feasible when you can only paint once a week. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna have to grab the manual for this thing because it's been so long. Let's get the leg parts together. Hey Baka ZCO, what's up? So we're gonna MG new Gundam Burkat tonight for the 4th weekend in a row. You get dehydrated. That would speed things up. I wonder if there's any downsides to using a dehydrator to accelerate paint drying. Sapphire was what I ended up playing. Only one I played was the original Game Boy stuff, red and blue. I think I had blue. That stuff always has me wondering too, because back in the day I had this dream, and maybe it'll happen someday, but seems less likely now than it was at one point. But I had this idea of doing like a reality show, Gunpla Masters, Plamo Masters, something like that, and you know, have people build models competitively, kind of like Lego Masters as the model. No pun intended. Which I think would be really cool. I think I need a bunch of money to do it, but one of the big problems is how do you have people do a painted build in, say, 12 hours? That's pretty challenging. I guess you could give people more time, but that dramatically increases the cost of producing it. So parts I'm looking for, I think, are staring me right in the face. There, and then where's the one other one? Here we go. Make one for hobby paints. I have not heard anything negative. That's cool. Doing any building tonight, taking care of a kitten I found on the hood of a Jeep at work. Oh wow. Hope the kitten is okay. So everyone's sorry I'm a little late. Happy Saturday, y'all. What's up, Velocidad? Happy Father's Day. Dropping a piece on TV would be awful, right? Just run across my old game. Say red, sapphire, ruby still works. Silver, golden crystal are done for. DS and 3DS games work. Okay. Father's Day to you, Nick. Thank you. Alright, there's one leg assembled. I forgot it was Father's Day. I kind of did. I knew it was coming up. Someone said something to me yesterday, and I was like, oh shoot, that is this weekend, isn't it? let's do the arms next. Surprisingly well, completely unharmed. Wedged himself between the transmission and floorboard. That said about 6 weeks old. Wow. I wonder how he got there. Howdy all. Hope everyone is having a good Saturday. Thanks, you too. It's been okay. Mostly just getting stuff done around the house today. Catching up on some business stuff. Always busy. Dad's a lot of driving cars now, so we're trying to get some ice cream. Oh, that's cool. Ice cream is good stuff. Finally got the kitchen on the live stream, plus just pre-ordered the MG Blitz Zaku. It's cool. Welcome back. It's gonna be a problem. Making sure I have a right arm and a left arm. There we go, that's better. All right, shoulders. Guess I got called to work all day rather than having seven off before going to work until the 17th after already going, doing a 5-day shift. That's rough. Birthday army, happy flag day, and happy dad's day for manana. Quick logistics queue. I lucked into 2 ding and dents, 10% off items, about to order stuff with the 10% in stock sales. Is it cool if I add those items? Card with no asking, pull them from D&D shelf? No. That won't work. That'll cause like 10 times more of a headache. Just place the order with the other items like you normally would, and then shoot the note like you would normally. The problem with that, especially if we're low on stock on other stuff, is it creates like a dual path to stuff, and the ding and dent stuff are in a different place, identified a different way, and there's a chance that you get shipped a new item at the 10% off and still get the strike and all that kind of stuff. So it's much preferable just to shoot the note when you place the order. Oh yes, right on, sounds good. Thanks for the clarification. Yeah, no worries. Like, it's not the end of the world if it were to happen, but appreciate you asking the question, because it creates more headaches and more risk for something to go wrong. So okay. Grab those poly caps. What's up, Artie? Did I already say hi? I can't remember. There we go. monitor and just see the body Ventura just got shot. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. There we go. So my 2 legs, my arms. Let's set up the body. He's never going to get to the chop. That's worth the 3rd polycap. I should have grabbed that. I'm going to be trying out, I got one of those disc bay panel lining pens, I guess. Is that how you would describe it? Oh, whoops, it's not the right place. Has anybody been getting some good time for building lately? I feel like I haven't had much time besides the stream most of the time. It's hard to build the summer. Honeydew list is always ever expanding. Printed and painted a Mandalorian helmet. Oh, that's cool. I have it busy most days, and when I am not, I tend to just game. I wonder if a lot of people don't get as much done during the summer as much as I'd like, especially with summer projects. Gotta make time. My backlog's an avalanche. Should put more of my free time to it, but I'm burnt out in just about everything now, to the point where I waste a day away staring at my monitor. That's not good. Hope you manage to shake that soon. I've just been super busy myself. Sup, John Ventura? A lot more in the fall and winter. Couldn't tell you when I typically do. I mean, I guess I definitely have more things going on in the summer, like, I don't know, mowing the lawn. Stuff that I don't have to worry about during the summer. or during the winter, rather. Okay. I went to go look up some pictures. I said I want to help my cousin out with their lawn care business. Time to build this month and last, but the MG Synergy to celebrate the new house, the new work desk my fiance built me. Cool. Let's see. We have pictures somewhere. There we go. Time, but since I'm in paint mode, I don't like multiple projects. I'm also playing Metaphor Refantasio. Not heard of that. Bad point in building right now, as I can only paint outside and the humidity is way too high for a few weeks. Yeah, it's rough. Even Nick and crew stopped in to say, what's up? I'm exhausted after a day of dance recital, my 5-year-old granddaughter, and visiting my 6-year-old grandson. I'm kinda can't wait. I really can, because I don't want her to grow up fast, but I kinda can't wait to see what my daughter does when she gets older. Doesn't have many words in her vocab right now, but pretty sure she's pretty close to singing like the Moana theme or whatever. Alright, so I got a bunch of parts now, a bunch of sections. Let's organize this and get that out of the way. And now that we're almost a half hour in, I might be able to panel on this. She want a Frozen theme yet? No, she seems to be obsessed with Moana. I don't know, I think it's the music or something. wife's trying to get her onto, I think, anything else, because I've probably watched it a million times. Birthday Army folks out there. Alright, so where to start? So I'm going to give this sucker a try. I've never used this, so we'll see if that's a total disaster or not. Worst options, Moana. Yeah, I feel like I've seen bits and pieces of it that probably add up to most of it at this point. I haven't actually sat and watched the whole movie through. Seems like a good one. Oh, do I need more of this, maybe? I see. So I call myself Velocidad because I have a Velocid daughter. She is so strong-headed and very, very, very vocal. She's about to become a Tricera sister here in about a month. Cool. Congrats. I might need a different container to use. I feel like this needs to dip deeper into a well of some sort. If anybody's an expert on using this thing, feel free to give me some tips. Field or metal version of it. And how do you use it? Wait, do I not have enough on here? Get the tip in and then tap the side. Pull against the side of the jar to release some of the excess. And then you just tap it into the space you want it to go. Location of the side, holding the ink facing downwards somewhat. Okay. Might be kind of getting the... Just tap it in like Happy Gilmore. So this had to be a tad tricky at first. Tap the tip against the groove, not straighten though. An almost flat angle. A slight amount of pressure. Might be that I'm just used to having a ton of excess to clean up, and so this being a lot cleaner in application is a little freaky. Pressure forces to split the tip to open up for the ink to flow better. There we go. Now it's starting to work better. Biggest issue for me is having too much of the tip and a blob splash the whole part. Easy with Mr. Weathering though. I feel like there might be places where this is great and places where it's not as great. As much as I want to, I'm on the other side of the world, so I'll skip the giveaway. Where you at, Ratty? So I have to tap, hold the tip against the side. It gets to come off by the relief hole. That makes sense. Jakarta, Indonesia. Gotcha. What's up, MZ? What's up, DJ? Try this part one more time. Whoa, a little bit too much. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, why is this trap? We've got Mega Man X Hunter versus Hunter X versus Zero. I don't know. This is the gaming themed streaming service, right? So The matter is that particulates and whatever you're using dry up, clump at the tip, and cause the ink of choice to not flow down from the reservoir to the tip end properly. My birthday code to come in. Oh, DJ, the birthday code's I think 10%, so you could always use the 10% that's active today, June 25. What's up, Rodrigo? All right, so we should get this first draw going here. Made one of these for once. Been a few months. Hey, Munchkin, what's up? Hey, Studio AU. All right, so what is the question? I know. All right, so first draw of the night for the MG Blitz that we're giving away. It's pick a number between 10 and 750. And do you have any good Father's Day plans for this weekend or tomorrow and all that good stuff? So 10 to 750, what Father's Day plans do you have? Remember, one number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship U.S. addresses. You must be present to win, and your answer to the question and the number have to be in the same comment for it to be valid entry. 10 to 750, and any good Father's Day plans. My father a concert ticket so you and my mother can go together as a gift, and William Falcon diorama made from hand the wall. It's cool. I visit my dad, the wife and kids are away for attending funeral to stay. It's a bummer. Took my father-in-law to Korean barbecue. Cool. I think we're gonna do some grilling here. Whoops. Tomorrow night, and then yeah. Pop into what's the range of question. Will 10 to 750 and Father's Day plans. What are they? What if I get there? I don't think I did on the other side. Oh, that's an idea. How about that? Tell my dad I'm going out for food, just not on Father's Day. You know, Sarah just got tied up in Star Citizen. Still trying to get the hang of this thing and applying enough, but not too much. It's definitely a little tricky. What's up, Esquizoide? Star Citizen like dry land and water. And there we go, too much. I feel like it's a pressure sensitivity thing. Figure out how to apply enough pressure to get the ink out, but not so much that you damage the part or anything else. Whoops. Falcon has small LED 2 and back pressure small blue LED strip behind a matte semi-clear piece. That's cool. Other thing I'm trying out today is the gun primer micro swabs, which I think might come in handy for cleaning up some of the panel line stuff. We'll see. All right. Let's call time. Supposed to do ones that anything that's very light in depth. Sometimes I even just splotch over detail using the relief hole. I mean, I used to get way too much when I used a small paintbrush, so. 10 to 750, 328. I'm nowhere near the thousands I'm gonna put into it. It's insane. I can't remember the number already. 358, 328. There we go. I don't see a 328. Dylan confirms. Okay, we will draw again in a bit. Let's see how these micro swabs are. Best swabs are the foam tipped ones. These are pretty good for accuracy. I feel like the problem I have with the, like, I don't know what you want to call them, just the standard Q-tip type swabs is you load it up with thinner and you just take everything off and you just empty the panel line sometimes. And this seems to be kind of solving that problem. Cool. Okay, we built the Gundam 3.0 MG. I got one myself and got surprised to see it use polycaps as the third revision of an MG. Didn't really expect to see those there. Yes, it was one of the first MGs I ever built, actually. Kind of set me up to believe all MGs were going to be like that in terms of detail, and then realized they were not. Ended up using these cosmetic style swabs, the tapered Conan. Problem is, they're just going to mess up the cleanup because the detail is too short in depth, and I cannot for the life of me rescribe them all properly. I probably need to start rescribing panel lines. Yeah, I'm kind of liking these swaps for this. That, like, accuracy of the tiny tip is kind of nice. I'll make sure I'm on the screen here. I want to start with the first MG, but I don't know which one to get. I mean, most MGs are pretty great kits. Generally speaking, more modern kits tend to be better designed than older kits because they learn stuff and improve stuff. But for the most part, I just pick what you want to build. Ooh, that's kind of useful. I can actually get the middle area to get the line just down the edges. Okay, I'm sold. Stay away from the Vercot first. I think that's probably valid. Especially if you're nervous about your first MG. Someone needs to make a like reusable swab. The Wing Series MG or Endless Walls variant. 5 options of wings, so you're good to go. Ours is not a terrible complicated hobby with picture instructions so I can handle. And MG fine, though I did have a little bit of build fatigue after deciding for a car. Say generally speaking, if you grew up building like Legos or just about any other building system as a kid, then you shouldn't have too much trouble with most model kit stuff. Especially not the Gundam stuff. Yeah, I'm generally impressed by these. They're pretty good. Wasn't sure what to expect. But I'm kind of impressed. Revisit that part. What's up, Fox Die? How are you? Zero, you have options for King Port Zero. If you like TV design over the Angel from the OVA. For the OVA, you have the old EWMG and the Verkar. For the wing itself, you have TV and EW version. It's got panel item markers to start. What's the name of the song? It rips. Let me look. Red Ribbon by Image, something like that. 5K to build planned out as long as some awesome doesn't come along and change it. Let's see. I'm feeling really tempted to get MG since you OVA and put it next to Sazabi. I think we're using the panel line. So the tool, Ryan, this is the let's call it panel lining pen, nib something from Display, and then I'm using Vallejo Mecha Color black wash. That's my panel lining chemical. I'm still trying to get the hang of applying with this tool. Except this paintbrush, that's we change line tips. It's not the paintbrush, although I think the handle could be the same as the paintbrush. I'm not 100% sure. This is the panel lining pen tool, whatever they call it. Look, I'm starting to make a mess of this thing. It's got the hobby knife blade and it's comfortable, hold and precise. I'll look around these products. This is my first time trying this. I usually use a brush historically. It seems like once I get dialed in on how exactly to interface the tip of this to the part, that it'll be super precise. Not really require that much cleanup. What's up, Blasphemy Builds? Working on panel lining one of my 30-minute missions submachines. Whoops. All right. That's up our second draw of the night. I think this is probably one of my favorite non-Gundam kits, non-Gundam series kits I've ever built. So let's do a number between 10 and 450. And what is your favorite non-Gundam series kit? Again, 10 to 450, favorite non-Gundam series kit. Remember, one number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship to U.S. addresses. You must be present to win. And your answer to the question and the number have to be the same comment for a valid entry. Your 10 to 450. What's your favorite non-Gundam series kit? The number of people answering with answers that are not valid. Like a Unicorn Gundam is definitely a Gundam series kit. Or the Digimon kits. Haven't built any of them. Bet I misheard you say it the first time. No worries. I just always find that funny. There'll be times where people are clearly just seeing people answer with Gundam stuff and then answer with something that's not what the question was asking. What are you using for panel line? Sorry, I was cooking. No problem. This is the Disbay panel lining pen, I think is what it's called. Panel liner or something like that. It's basically like a old school style pen. Definitely a little tricky to get used to, but I think it's going to be better. Let's confuse those people and have the next question be wrong answers only. Oh, there you go. Basically take on a fountain quill, right? I think I might just need to be more patient. Seems like it starts flowing if I hold it a little bit longer. Probably can't expect to just tap the line and have it fill it. Still coming. G-release of Spaceballs 2. Hope someone makes a Mega Maid kit. Question, guess how many will answer your question wrong. let's see. What are your thoughts on what it seems to be a red vise on your equipment table? I'm looking for something to hold model kit parts, so I sand them down or paint them using a quill bottle and putty. So this is the AT-TV, I think, from Disbay, and it's a solid vise. I think it's changed slightly since I got that one. The new currently available model's a little bit different. How it's packaged, I'm not sure if there's fundamental differences to the vise itself, but it's been super handy for things like decals. So an old school pen with different points, used for inking manga. Comics, but I never thought of using model kits. Cool. Yeah, it's a relatively simple concept. A tool that fundamentally has existed for a while. Say I just figured they'd make one and brand it with their stuff. Tamiya ink? No, I use it's Vallejo Mecha Colors is the black wash. Let's see, if those code approvers that have been in limbo. Kodo is shipping again, so I don't know when they will arrive, but it should be getting soon, because it was been at least 2-3 weeks since they announced that they were, or at least told us that they were moving stuff. All right, let's call time. Find our winner. I'm gonna put the rest of this panel line in and clean it all up. Actually, maybe I'll finish. I don't know. Okay. Call time. All right. 3:23. I don't think I see a 3:23. Anybody else see one? If not, we will draw again in a bit. was the next fundraiser for the Children's Hospital? Is that once a year or twice? Historically, it's been once a year. Usually, it's December after Christmas. Last year, things were crazy leading up to the move, which is why it ended up being a lot later. But that's probably when we'll do it. Next. Good night, everyone. Have a great stream. Thanks, Dimitri. Have a good one. So, favorite brand for model kit tools? I'm still novice, but I've come to love Display. Great quality and fairly priced. It depends on which stuff. I mean, Display, God Hand, and Gun Primer each make some good stuff, but have different niches where they win. And really, God Hand and Display, I'd say, are pretty close competitors to each other. This base seems to be the master of really good value. Seem to be typically pretty competitively priced for whatever they're offering. Gun Primer definitely wins the sanding game, I'd say. Howdy, how's everyone doing? What's up, Axel the Little Dino? How are you? What are you building? I am panel lining a 30-minute missions submachine. This is number 3 of a squad of 4 I've been working on for a long time now for a diorama. Decided to finally make some progress on it. So far, me is God here, display for nippers, gun power for sanding, display for cutting mat. So cool, those display panel lighting pen things really work. It's working okay. This is my first time ever using one. There's definitely a learning curve here. It's pretty neat. But it's definitely not a pick it up and it just solves all your problems without some practice and experimentation. Ever tried any extreme weathering? Nothing too extreme. I've done some light weathering on a kit. A couple kits actually. Siren files aren't half bad though. I've never used the display files. I know a lot of people who've used display and gun primer that prefer the gun primer. But there are also plenty of people that are happy with like the display siren or no name Walmart glass files. For the siren current, then I go to glass file. The displays is having the classic file course rather than the circles the other glass files have. Yeah, I mean, I think there is an advantage to the good gun primer ones. It's just whether that matters to you. It's a great glass file, but doesn't work the same way as a razor. Alright, we need to do our third draw here of the night. Go with what you have and go forward. Set fun, who cares if one's better than the others? Put guns and models your way if you ask me. Yep. Alright, so what is my question for the third draw? Let's go with this one. So we're going to do a number between 10 and 250, and let's answer the question, what is the most recent movie you've seen? 10 to 250, most recent movie you've seen. Remember, one number per person. Do not delete or change your number. You only ship to U.S. addresses. You must be present to win. And you answer the question and the number have to be in the same comments for it to be valid entry. 10 to 250, and what is the most recent movie you've seen? What's really bothered to do what they do, make a round edge to lessen the risk of scraping parts. Princess Bride, nice. Remember when it came out in the theaters and never able to watch the movie since. I can't tell if that's serious or not. If it is, that feels like pretty ridiculous. I think I got so much cleanup to do. What was the question? What was the last movie you've seen? I really want it's basically the razor, but half the width of the standard one, or somehow give it a pointer shape like other glass files. That'd be cool. I definitely feel like it's too wide sometimes. I'd love to see like cylindrical razor or something, or a triangle shaped one that had cutting edges on all sides that you could get the different shaped areas and stuff. Round razor would be great. Yeah, but they need some other shapes. Would be great. I would buy one. I'd totally like one. Figure similar in weather and complicate with a bunch of firecrackers, and results are actually pretty amazing. Crazy. By the way, I got the pin vise and the brass rod I recommended last time to fix a broken shoulder peg. Cool. Have you used them yet? See if I can find a video or something on how to apply the pressure correctly with this. There must be a trick to it. I feel like I'm doing something wrong with this. I'm gonna try it by sending the device to hold the parts. I got it. So on the RG Shiny Gundam comes out? Yes, of course. Okay, let's try cleaning some stuff up. I'm gonna call time here in just a moment. Alright, where was the part that I did? Was it on here? Yeah. Alright. I remember the last movie I watched, it was Fear Street. Interesting. Alright, let's call time. And let's see if we have a winner yet. Feeling like I bit off too much by filling panel lines on a ton of parts here. I'm trying to wrap these up. 198. 198. Let's put that in. Let's see one. I'll let you guys confirm. So when projects take this long to complete, how many revisions to the plan do you think you make? I don't feel like my plan has changed that much on this kit. Or these kits. I mean, maybe small, really minute things, but a lot of them, they're like too small to really be considered a revision. I don't really remember making plans. No winners. Okay, we will try again shortly. What was the number? 198, I believe. If my short-term memory is functioning. Which it might not be. So curious if you guys will be getting your Shining Gundam. Yes, that's the plan. You ever revisited a done kit and made extensive alterations? Personally, no. I've had kits that have sat in work in progress for a super long time, but usually once I declare something complete, it is complete. It says up before I get a chance, that's another story. I have a feeling, like most other kits, it'll probably print through several cycles. We're in Savannah, Georgia. That has good Gunpla stock. I'm heading there on vacation. Or by Legoland, Florida. No idea. Shops are pre-ordering the FAS and EXS. Are you guys gonna get those? If they're available, we will. Exciting news this week, the official PG Unleashed solicitations for the Unleashed New Gundam came out this week. MSRP is officially set to $690. I think is higher than people were estimating. Okay, this is gonna go in my touch-up pile. How about that? Call it touch-up pile. This one, I believe, is done. $690 for the whole thing without the LED, correct. MSRP on PG you knew was $750. Nope, $690 is what the US Bandai is pegging it at for now. I don't know exactly, but I think earlier estimates were at like $650 or something. That LED, it must be a ridiculous amount of plastic. Yeah, I think there's a lot of coatings involved too. What do you think of Gundam G-Quux? It's okay. It's not my favorite design. It's interesting. I'm not planning to build one though. You know, I think I need to add some stuff to that, so let's put that in my pile. So how to temper orders versus realistic order quantities. We're working with our distributors to come up with some plans so we have options. It's a really difficult one because based on its size, we can't exactly receive like several hundred units and then keep them in the warehouse for any length of time. Even if they were all sold as pre-orders, 100 units at once might be a problem. So part of the plan is going to be when they arrive at, or we get official confirmation that they're inbound to our distributors and we know the numbers are real, to do the early bird thing again and try to pre-sell a bunch of them. So that way we can have all or most of what's coming in for the first shipment or two spoken for. So as soon as they come in, we can check them in and, you know, pack them up, send them back out. It's going to be a ridiculous week when those come in the first time at least. And honestly, it might be ridiculous the second and third time they come in too. They might waste my money, but if I'm on vacation, I probably convince the wife to get me something special. I mean, based on its size, it's probably going to be similar to the Dendrobium, I would imagine, box-wise. It's 1 unit per case. Individually cased. So that means you're probably going to see like 10 to 20 of them per pallet or something like that. So well, we're going to definitely be having to do some figuring when it's time to receive those, I think. Times like this must make the business super stressful. I mean, because we got good partners and some agreement on a plan on how to handle it, I'm not super stressed out about it. It should work out okay. The tricky part will just be exactly when they arrive and how we deal with that. You know, we don't exactly have room to stack. Like let's say we did get 100 in our first shipment. Wait, we put a PGU new box is small syndrome, and that's the only thing I have to compare it to. So it very well could be larger. It's hard to say because the shape and size of parts is way different, I believe. So it's hard to know what it'll be, but that's the closest thing probably that exists to the same size. That or maybe the Millennium Falcon, maybe PG. But so let's say that we can fit 20 on a pallet, which might be optimistic, and you receive 5 pallets. I don't know if I could fit 5 pallets in the warehouse right now. It definitely would make things weird for a few days. The good news is because they're individually cased, we won't need special boxes for them, so we might be able to just slap labels on them and move them from one pallet to another, essentially. Costs so much I plan on without a GPU box, rent the other half out. Right? Alright, so final draw here of the night. I got a good question since we're talking PGU. Let's do a number between 10 and 70. And do you plan on buying the PGU new Gundam? 10 to 70 PGU new Gundam. Remember, one number per person. Do not delete or change your number. We only ship to US addresses. You must be present to win, and your answer to the question and the number have to be in the same comment for it to be valid entry. 10 to 70. And do you plan on buying the PGU new? I think the difficult thing is a lot of people probably want it, but whether you can afford it when it shows up is the big thing, the difficult thing. Potentially, but not this year, maybe 2 or 3. I think PGX and Phoenix first. Honestly, press the amount of yes answers. can claim it as a child as you build it. It might be a tax write-off. I want it, but there's just no way I can afford that. The wife might actually end me. Can it fly me to work? If so, yes. That would be pretty convenient if it could. Was a question in range 10 to 70, and do you plan on buying the PGU new? Hey, what, Nick? You sent me one. I'll stream putting together for free. Yeah, no. Who needs 2 kidneys anyway? Right? Years, how long it'll take to pay it off with the LED kit. Yeah, I mean the LED's not cheap either. Well, that's like 100 something too, right? Like 180 or something. So 690, 180, 870 or something for this. Holy crap! Got as big as tax write-off right off build stream next year. Yeah, that's gonna have to be a 2026 charity stream, I think, because I think they're coming out in January. So we won't see them in Japan, or that's in Japan, so we won't see them until a month or 2 after that here in the US. These are just the head and chest stupid. At least unicorn LEDs are the whole body. I agree that the unicorn is a really good kit for an LED kit. And like even like the Exia and those kits too, because the design and the way the things that light up in it. So cheaper than the Lego Millennium Falcon. At the party, what are we building? ES70, working on panel lining the 30-minute missions EAV submachine. One of them. Number 3 for my diorama squad. Paid 180 for the Cosmos RGB LED kit for the PG Banshee. Rather buy a Lego Death Star. Times the panel in the HD Psycho Doga. Cool. So I think come end of the stream, I'm actually doing pretty good time-wise. I'll be calling time and drawing a winner in a moment. But I think I need to, I got these missiles and the missile pod on top that have to get panel lined. And then I think I have a few spots to touch up that I missed or need to redo on everything else. So I think that's what we'll pick up and do next week. And then I might transition to something else, with the plan being to come back to do the decals on this maybe after the next project. So that way, whatever panel lining, ink, wash, whatever's on there has plenty of time to fully dry before decal solution goes over it and messes it up. Is there a draw question? Yes. Do you plan on buying the PGU new? What's your prediction? Do you think the PGU new will be a success or flop in sales in Bandai's eyes? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Everything that we're doing is bet hedging, and what we're hearing from our distributors sounds similar, that they're not sure what's going to happen. It's so hard to predict because that price point is so much higher than anything else, especially at a time like now. Okay, I think everything on there. These micro swabs are working out really, really well. All right. Let's call time. Is he always supposed to come in? I'm not sure. I think July maybe, something like that. I honestly don't track those kind of things super closely because Bandai does whatever the hell they want. They don't tell anybody what's going on. All right, 10 to 70. Price of new makes me feel like buying a 40K Titan model. Okay, 53. All right, Wilkie, 178. And I think there was another one. Rob Sadler. All right, so Wilkie and Rob Sadler. First one to call heads or tails, and then I will flip the coin. Speaking of coins, working on quoting and finalizing artwork for the 2025 coin, finally. Huh. I see both calling heads. Looks like Rob called heads a split second faster. Curious if both my stream logs. Yep. So Rob Sadler called heads first, so he gets heads. Tails will be Wilkie. As usual, I'm going to flip the coin, catch it, put it in the back of my hand, and if I drop it, I will reattempt. Here we go. It's a good toss. Tails it is. So congratulations, Wilkie. You are a winner of the MG Blitz Gundam tonight. You can send an email to support@mechawarehouse.com with your info, and we'll get that sent out this week. Which micro swabs are you using? They're the gun primer micro swabs. They came in some sort of kit, but they sell them Sullivan kit, but they're selling them separately. We have them in stock, I think. At least we used to. But this is my first time using them. Sullivan is, I think, gun primers solution chemical for panel line cleanup. I'm not sure if we're carrying that or not. Chemicals are weird in terms of shipping cost and stuff, but the micro swabs are working out really well for me tonight. So we will be back next week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll be giving away something else good. Probably finishing up these panel lines and moving on to the next thing. So thank you guys for hanging out and watching. Hope you had a good time. Don't forget, 10% sale over at mechawarehouse.com this weekend. Use code JUNE25 to save 10% until 11:59 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And yeah, otherwise, see you all next week. Happy Father's Day. Have a great rest of your weekend.